Alright, we got a chunk of obsidian that I feel like napping, so I'm gonna nap it. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Have to be careful though. Careful, careful. Very nice, very nice. Ooh, it's very snappy though. That flake didn't come off in one piece. So it's kind of snappy. Well, that one came off in one piece. It's kind of irregular. So you don't ever know about these pieces. Let's see. Well, where it's solid, it actually naps really well. Surprise, surprise. It's funny how obsidian naps really well. That one shattered everywhere. Okay, where's my broom? That one sprayed flakes everywhere. That particular hit right there, everything just shattered, flew up in the air. These are really heavy duty gloves. I was using them to pull weeds the other day. And the weeds out here have got thorns on them, or spikes or whatever. Works really well for that application. Yeah. Why do I pull them instead of mowing them? They don't come back as fast if you pull them. Yeah. You just mow them, they grow right back up. Yeah, get some cool flakes out of this one. But they shattered. So I don't know if that's due to imperfections. See that little imperfection there? Or it's just snappy. See that? Yeah, that's not bad. Okay, oops. Can't be doing that too often. Can't be banging the billet up against the workpiece. Nope, nope, nope. Ooh, that one shattered upward too. Minute by minute, play by play on the shatter. Why do I do that? Just so you know. You're not in the action, so you need to know these things. See, these pieces fly in weird ways. Just when you least expect it, there's a flake between you and the pant leg, and it'll get you. Otherwise, you know, obsidian is not difficult to knap. It's just difficult to keep in one piece. You know, the only thing that's really difficult about obsidian is dealing with all the debitage, I think. Everything else is, you know, pretty straightforward. Just be careful. You get beautiful debitage flakes. It naps is super easy. It's not that hard to get. It's kind of cheap, actually, in many cases. So what's the problem? Oops, the problem is sometimes that happens. Sometimes it'll snap in half for no reason. Seemingly. And all the debitage, all these little shards. I've had shards on top of my head. So after I finish napping, I always gotta shake my hair out. Yeah, dealing with the debitage, that's the hardest part, I think. And preserving the length on it, too. It's easy to lose the tips and the bases. Like I lost part of the tip on that. So much easier than this ceramic. And I got information on what it is. It's a ceramic wear plate used in asphalt, plant, ductwork, and chutes. Okay, it's a ceramic wear plate. That's what it is, officially, from the guy, from Don, who gave it to me. Okay, so no fussing. That's what it is. I got a lot of input on what people thought it looked like, which is good, but now we know. It's not a trophy base, although I have seen them and they look just like that, except the trophy bases are countersunk. They're not a hole all the way through. They're, well, yeah, they're a hole all the way through, but there's a countersink. So there's a bolt that goes in there in one side where the trophy is. There's a bolt. And then a nut goes in there, and it's recessed. The nut is recessed into that countersink. Or counter bore, I should say, right? Counter bore is square. It's counterbored. This one is not counterboard. Counterboard. B-O-R-E-D. Counter, C-O-U-N-T-E-R. All right. So, how do I think this is progressing along? I think it's progressing along pretty good for my skill level. Very nice material. Very nice. Oh, yes. Feels very snappy, though, so I can't make it too thin. I'll have one of those Dacite fails. Get 16,000 views again. Or whatever it's up to. Can't have that. Nope, nope, nope. So what's the technique and what's the strategy that I am employing? All of you Obsidian guys. Some of you don't know. It's just random. There's no strategy, there's no nothing except don't break it in half. and attack the worst areas first. The worst first. Just like stone napping. Ooh, this really brushes off the flakes when I hit it like a hammerstone. I gotta watch it. Lose too much width. I gotta watch the thickness too. I can't have it too thin before I tackle the problem areas. So nice. These flakes are so nice. Oops, not that one. Well, that one, I can't count that one as a good attempt because I was doing a weird area. Oh, come on. When that happens, when it doesn't release the first time, that means there's something up. Yeah, it's supposed to do that. Something's up if it doesn't release right away. I really need to thin down that base. Sometimes I don't touch the base because I don't know what it's going to do in the middle. It could change its shape in the middle. These are very, very light taps. Very light. I'm just basically doing this with my wrist and not swinging the whole arm. Okay, so did I thin it down enough? Kind of, sort of. There's still some cortex there. Or patina. Right there. Still some dirt. Or whatever. I don't like this zoom. I can't. It doesn't really focus properly. There. See that? I can't zoom out too far. Because it'll do that weird flip in the zoom. It'll flip a zoom. And now it's going to focus properly. But before, I bet you it was all blurry for a long time. It looked that way to me, but I can't really tell. Alright, should I get rid of the cortex? Or the patina? Yeah. I did. I think. Most of it, anyway. Yeah, all I gotta do is trim more off the length. No problem at all. No. Hurts nobody's feelings, right? I wish. People's feelings get hurt all the time when the length gets lost. When the width gets lost, it's not so bad. They lose length and they all go. I can hear it. A big sigh. Dang it. There's some really red spots in there, like it's got blood spots. Like right there, look at that. That's really red. Yeah. I don't know if I've seen that very often. Come on. I'm trying to be genteel. What happened there? Is there a defect in the stone or try to dive earlier? No? It's just weird. You're just weird. It's supposed to continue. Oh, there it goes. Something happened there. Alright, that's a little bit better, but still. What's up with you? Oh, it's triple flow. It is triple flow. It's got some clear in it. Yes, indeed. So why are you acting all strange, triple flow? You're usually pretty good. Yeah. Why? Why you do that? It's supposed to go dink. Take that right off. Some of you scientists out there in lab coats are saying, you're saying there's internal stresses in there. That's why it does that. Yeah. Internal stress. Or I did that because you're a dork. Yeah. I've had all kinds of names thrown at me. Not necessarily in Flintknapping, but you know. You know. If you hang around social media long enough and you start participating, you're going to get called names of some sort or other. Because apparently that means you're smart. If you can call someone a name and mock them, your intelligence level goes up. Apparently. Oh yeah, you got to use bad words, and then you can't misspell anything. As long as you use bad words and you don't misspell anything, your IQ goes up. It doubles. Yeah. On social media. Bad words, talk like a drill sergeant, and don't misspell anything, and you got it made, brother. Oh yes. Got it made. You're the top dogs on the social media. Mm-hmm. And they don't like sarcasm like I'm doing right now. No. Apparently, when you get more intelligent, you hate sarcasm. Most intelligent people, apparently, they don't like a sarcasm. Yeah. Sarcasm is for dummies. And snark is for dummies too. The smartest people online they don't do no snark and they don't do no sarcasm. Yeah. Oh yes, look at that. It's so nice. Why doesn't it always do that? Because I'm not always that smart. Yeah. You have to mock the obsidian a little bit. You gotta talk down to it in a condescending manner. And then it'll do that. You didn't know? Works on social media. It works on apparently it works on social media. They're very skilled at saying the magic words. And very good at the thought experiments. Yeah. If they can think it, then it's so. It is what it is, as long as you can think it. Yeah. What is this? It's got a little patch of clear. Yep. Patch of clear. That's what it should be called instead of triple flow. It should be called patch of clear. Yeah. Because no one knows what triple flow means. Yeah. So at what stage am I at? What stage am I at now? I don't know. I'm just at the aluminum indirect percussion stage. Trying to be smart and shoot beautiful flakes. Yeah, long ones too, because I still got withdrawal symptoms from trying to nab this stuff. Or whatever you call it. Maybe it's a headache hangover. It's giving me a headache. Yeah. The ceramic was a tough cookie. Now I can just run long flakes like like riding a bike. I mean, it's so easy. Never forget how to do it. Once you can run long flakes on Obsidian, you never forget. Right? I wish. Flintknapping is not like riding a bike. No. I wish it was. No, I go without flintknapping for a few days or a few weeks and I forget. Forget all my flintknapping tricks and maneuvers and strategies. Forget all of it. Slowly comes back. I make a bunch of newbie mistakes and I go, wait a second. Subconscious, come on, man. What you doing back there? You sleeping back there? I can't tell if you're sleeping. That's one thing about the subconscious. You can't tell what it's doing. Who knows what it's doing in the back corner of your brain? It could be sitting there mocking you. I'm not doing anything. I'm just going to watch to see how you mess up. Yeah, you never know. Or do you? Yeah, these smart Alex online will tell you, you don't know what your subconscious is up to, but it's pulling all the strings. Yeah. No way to prove that because you don't know what it's up to, but that's what they say it does, so it must be true. The thought experiment's always correct, especially online. Yeah. If they can say it is like that, then it is like that. Yeah. I don't talk on social media anymore. The only thing I do now is like. If I like something, I'll press the like button, and I'll subscribe or I'll follow on Instagram. That's another thing too. I used to never check who my followers were, but now I check them. There's a bunch of weirdos following sometimes. I'm not talking about normal weirdos. I'm talking about weirdos that want you to check out their stuff. I don't want to check out your stuff, so to speak, you know. I don't want to check out your business. Yeah. So I unfollowed them. Oh, not unfollow. What did I do? I removed the follower. Yeah, that's what I do. Anyone who wants me to check out their business, I make them no longer my follower. I don't want no nasty business or other things. Business opportunities. I get so many offers for business opportunities. Business is so good. Why are you contacting me? I'm a nobody. If you're contacting me, I'm way at the bottom. Business must not be that great. Yeah. If I hear about something, it's because everybody else has already heard about it. I'm not in no loops. I'm the last to know. Alright, what happened here? Something's happening there. It's hard to see because of the spots on this obsidian. But I think I got an undetached flake in there somewhere. It's acting really funny. You can't really see it except for when the weird stuff happens on the edge. So that's why you go slow with this. Go slow and pick at it. See what's going on. Okay, so some of that's coming off. My advice with Obsidian is go slow. Just because it can nap really fast and really cool and really good doesn't mean you should go spastic on it. Just pick at it, especially with these surface finds, you know. I think this is a surface find, if I'm not mistaken. Just pick at it and see what's going on with it. Once in a while you'll find out that, oh, I thought I was going to make something big out of it. Turns out it's got a big flaw. That's what I'm going to make. That's the only thing big that's going to happen today. I'm going to discover a big flaw. Yeah. But if you're careful, sometimes you can work around those big flaws if you get to spot them early. See those? That's an incipient bulb, right? That's what that is. I hit too hard earlier, and it's a little incipient bulb, or I don't know what. I've been napping 14 years, and I still don't know what to call that stupid thing. It looks like an incipient bulb. Just when you think you're going to be cool and hit that platform without any incipients, the incipients come and rear their ugly head. Yeah, what's with this? Oh, there it goes. See that? Little undetached remnants. Yeah, this is a triple flow, but it's a little more unpredictable than the triple flow that I'm used to. This stuff is very sneaky. Just when you think you're home free and there's no defects, you get little weird undetached flakes and little incipient bulbs. Cracks along the surface. Flying flakes in all directions. Whose idea was it to nap obsidian anyway? Who got the bright idea that this stuff can be used for making arrowheads? Who got that idea anyway? I don't know. So delicate. One little drop and then tink. You've heard that noise before. If I drop it on my pile of flakes right now, see the pile of flakes? If I drop it on that, bye-bye. Bye-bye-bye face. Something will happen to it. So why don't I clean it up? You know why. Yeah. It's for the video. Makes it a nail biter. Yeah. Increases the suspense. Is he gonna drop it on the pile of flakes? Oh no. You don't know. I might. It adds to the drama. Some of you might be saying, hey dude, this is not all fun and games. We want to learn some serious napping. Serious. No stupid chit chat. In fact, no chit chat at all, because any chit chat is stupid. Yeah. Let's see, some of you might be thinking that you can't nap well and chit chat at the same time. Maybe that's why I don't nap well. Yeah. Might be right. Might be right, actually. Alright, so we're starting to get down to thinning the thin piece, and I'm getting these weird little things going on. Now, I could have stopped thinning a while ago, but I'm not going to. I'm going to make it super thin. Really? No, I'm not going to make it super thin, but I want to get it thinner. I know I can go a little bit thinner, so why not? Starting to get dicey though. Yeah. That was good. The aluminum helps a little bit. I could nap this with steel, but I noticed the aluminum is helping a little bit on the edge. I don't get these white powdery areas with the aluminum. It's a little more genteel. Yeah. But I get overshots and weird stuff, and I notice them later. I don't know if that's an overshot or something I did on the edge earlier. Sometimes those little flakes pop right off. The ones on the edge like that. Where'd that come from? Dang it. It just popped. Pop goes the weasel, that kind of thing. Sneaky. That's what I mean by sneaky. It'll do stuff you don't even know. You don't know what is going on. What is going on? I should be using the fine abrader instead of the really coarse one. The coarse one makes the edges jaggedy. You think I don't know? You think I don't know that there's a better way to abrade? Why don't I use it? I'm going to blame it on the ADHD, that's why. Yeah. I'm going to blame it on it. Oh. Don't you just love it? Don't you just love those? They're so cool. It's controlled when that happens. That's all you gotta tell yourself. That's what the experts in the lab coat say. It's all controlled. Mm-hmm. All right. If I get enough of those in a very sequential manner, it appears to be controlled instead of me being consistently stupid. Is it consistent stupidity, or is it controlled wonder and marvelous achievement? Or is it just consistent stupidity? You never know. We will never know. They don't ever mention that. Lithic analysts will never say that they notice signs of consistent stupidity in the napping. Why will they never say that? Just look, I bet you anywhere in the literature they're never going to say this particular point exhibits consistent stupidity. Even when it does. There's clear signs that they make mistakes over and over and over. It's called an anti-pattern, where your solution doesn't produce good results, but you use it anyway. Use the technique anyway. The technique that doesn't produce good results is an anti-pattern, the one that keeps being used over and over, regardless of the result. It's an anti-pattern. But the lab coat guys, they will never admit it. They'll never admit it. Why? Why is that? Something weird going on. Yeah. Something weird going on. So I'm not going to take them seriously until that stops. Until the weirdness stops, I'm not going to take any of them seriously. If you can recognize the smart things in knapping, you should be able to recognize the stupid things. And if you're a lithic analyst and you don't call out the stupidity, I'm not going to take you seriously. No. Something's up there. All right. Now the tip is thicker than the mid part, so this is getting to be not such a good strategy. Although I was trying to get, the reason is I was trying to get this weird stuff out of the middle. I guess I succeeded. Now I've got to make sure that tip is thin. But now that it's thin in the middle, it's dicey. I could snap the whole thing. Oh no, I got some incipients on that one. See, I just hit that. And now there's incipient cracks in there. I have to make sure I don't do that. I probably should do the pressure flaking on the edge. All right, I'm going to pressure flake to regularize it. But in the meantime, before I start that, I'm going to clean up the area so if I drop it on a flake, it's not going to break my beautiful workpiece that has some consistent stupidities in it. I call them controlled areas of wonder. Yeah. Controlled areas of wonder and delight. I'm not going to call them stupidities. Yeah. All right. All right, yeah. I reminded myself, my subconscious is doing something. It reminded me that I need to wear 2 gloves for this operation. How do I know that the subconscious reminded me of it? I don't know. It just popped up out of the blue, so it had to be the subconscious, because I didn't control it. It just suddenly popped into my brain. And yeah, I'm being sarcastic and I'm making fun of that stuff. Don't worry. Don't worry. Ooh, this pressure flake's so nice. Big surprise. The only thing I don't like is I gotta constantly grind, and then I gotta make sure I don't get too carried away and lose the edge I don't want to lose. All right? All right, here we go. Regularize. No fancy stuff. Just regularize. That's what I gotta tell myself. Nothing fancy. Don't try no ribbon flaking yet. Just regularize it with no step fracturing. Because we're trying to taper down this tip area. It's already not too bad. Just with a little bit of flaking. But the edge is way too jaggedy for the actual serious napping. Yeah. So if you forgot to lock your car, go and lock it up. You forgot something else, you know, just go take care of it while I do the pressure flaking. I'll be here when you get back. Yeah. Reminds me of the time my daughter forgot to lock her car one time. Well, I don't know if it's once, but she forgot to lock her car. And she had a collection of shoes in the car. That's where she kept a lot of her shoes, in the trunk of the car. Anyway, she forgot to lock it up, and then someone stole her entire collection of shoes. Yeah. How they knew they were in there? I don't know. They did go through the front also. They looked through her dash, took one of her debit cards or something. I think she had a debit card in there. Anyway, these guys from the debit card, they were not only able to access her account and make charges on it, they were able to access other accounts like the rest of us in the family. And charge stuff to Uber and other things, other online businesses. We had a bunch of charges on these online businesses like Uber and stuff that we never charged, and we found out they accessed it through her account. All of us, they accessed all of us. We all had little charges on our accounts that we never did. I never use Uber, that kind of thing. This happened like 5 years ago, so they've smartened up. They have defenses against that stuff now. But anyway, I mention that because, you know, why would I say go lock up your car? Because I got my reasons. Yeah, I got my reasons to remind you. Now that I'm doing pressure flaking, because you know the rule, right? Pressure flaking makes people's eyes glaze over. Yeah. That's the eye glazing technique. People's eyes just go and they glaze over when you start pressure flaking. It's a physical response. Just watch. During a nap in, just watch them glaze. Yeah. And, you know, they don't want you to see their eyes glazing, so they say, okay, I'll see in a little bit. I got something to do. I gotta go and, you know, I gotta go and clean off my rear view mirrors and the outside of my car. You know, just I gotta go. Yeah, you know what they say, any excuse is a good excuse as long as you can use one. Doesn't matter what you want to use as long as you can use it. Where's my stupid? There it is. Yeah, I probably am running into problems because I don't have a smooth surface on my stupid aluminum. Okay, we're going to go back to indirect percussion so I can take off that other glove. Yeah. Alright, so we got to pick an area that's bumpy, lumpy, like right there, and attack it. Head-on attacks. And I need to get a softer glove. This one is a little bit too... It's a little bit too heavy duty. I can't really feel what's going on with the workpiece. Although it's great in the initial stages because I don't need a very sensitive touch in the initial stages. But right now I do because see, it's getting dicey thin. This is when I had a fail before, and I don't want no 15,000 views on this one. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, I'm hitting on areas that are not perfect, but they're good enough. Good enough. And if you want to learn my style of knapping, make sure you leave the end hanging in the breeze over here and hit platforms that are not 100% perfect. I think that's where the incipient bulb was earlier, so that's what I'm blaming that on. That's a nasty step fracture right there. Why do I allow myself to do those things? It's because I don't care. I don't really sweat it too much. It's obsidian anyway, I can repair it. Pretty much. I can pretty much repair almost anything. Do damage control. Yeah. That's one good thing about obsidian. As long as it's a predictable workpiece, as long as this stuff is not too inconsistent, you can damage control it and take care of those problem areas pretty easily. Okay, come on. I'm using aluminum, okay? Don't get so fussy. Sometimes this stuff gets fussy. And it cracks and does all kinds of weird stuff. What is that? Yeah, I know it's a step fracture, but it's a weird one. You know how ripples on the surface of the water intersect sometimes? Well, the flakes are kind of ripply. When they intersect in weird ways, you get weird looking intersection mistakes, I guess. Like that. When these flakes intersect in weird ways, it shows up on the obsidian. And nothing you can do about it. Sometimes it puts a cramp in my style because usually I can pop those out. Yeah. What else is cramping my style over here? Yeah, there you go. Let's see if I can pop some of that out. There you go. Pop some of that out. Weird. There it is. Some of that, see, some of that came out. It's very hard to see. If you're having a hard time seeing, it's not your fault. This is hard to see. This particular type of obsidian is difficult to knap in that you can't really see the contours very well on the surface. All right. In my professional opinion. Did I do it? I had to sweep in from the other side. Did it do it? Oh, it didn't. It almost did. Let's see. I took a big old flake. Oh, I know what it did. See, it knew that if it went far, it knew that if it went where it's supposed to go, it would hit the back of that step fracture, but it didn't want to. It stopped itself right there. See that? No reason to stop itself just before the step fracture, but it did. See, it even made a weird concavity right there so it wouldn't have to go up and over and get the back of that step fracture. See how sneaky it is? Sneaky, sneaky. I tell you. And it's not the glove. The glove is very soft. And this one's doing the same thing. Just before it gets to the step fracture, it stops like magic. See that? It stopped just before it got to the step fracture. There's no reason for that. No reason. Unless it's a hard spot. Yeah. Yeah, so I say there's not much problem damage controlling obsidian unless there's a weird area. That's the exception. All right, let's see if we can do something about that weird area. Where's my file? Okay, here we go. Ready? Popiola. We're just gonna pop that step fracture out of there, and I'm gonna do it so you can't see anything. Yeah. Can't see it? Well, you're not supposed to. I'm doing it so you can't see nothing. Mm-hmm. Did you catch it all? No? Good. It's supposed to not catch it. Is it getting thinner? That's the issue. Are we accomplishing what we are supposed to be doing? Or are we just fussing and talking smack the whole time? I don't know. If you don't fuss a little bit during the napping, it'll drive you nuts. You gotta vent a little bit. Yeah, I know. I'm supposed to use 2 gloves for this. I just can't get the feel for it if I got 2 gloves on. I need to know the feel of it so I can drive some longer flakes. I could try driving one down this way. Yeah, but I don't know. I had to grind the edge too much. I don't want to leave that in there. But I might have to. Something fell out. As I was brushing, a flake fell out from somewhere. Too bad it wasn't from there. Anyway, I mean, it's not bad. I mean, real artifacts have those in them. Real artifacts have those little glitches. Sneaky little spots. Oh, yes. Even the best made ones. You look around on them, and they got little glitches, even on the best made artifacts. That's how you can tell. One of the ways you can tell it's not modern. A lot of the modern ones are too perfect. And they do it on purpose so they won't get confused with the real ones. In many cases. You don't want it too... If you want to actually make a fake one, you can't make it too perfect. Because then they'll know. It's modern. So the guys that make the modern points that are really, really perfect, a lot of them do it so it won't get confused with the real thing. Which is perfectly good. Perfectly legit. As they say. Some people ask me, does the domed pad interfere with the flake travel? Well, if you look, the domed pad really isn't touching anywhere in the first half of the workpiece. So it does interfere, but only if the flake travels more than halfway. So that's the answer to that question. It does interfere, but not much. And it will stop a flake, yes. This is what I consider a hard pad. It will stop a flake. If the workpiece is up against the pad. Which it is not in the first half of the face. What am I doing? I'm trying not to break the tip off. That's what I'm doing. I'm leaving it a little thick. It naps so easily. I could easily thin it down like paper thin. But that wouldn't make any sense. It would just snap off. With any little bit of a... Any little bit of ding would snap it off. Alright, I'm going to go down this edge one more time. I'm going to go down this way and try to pressure flake out that step fracture. Yeah, I'm losing little bits off the tip. That's alright. I'm losing bits off the tip to make it symmetrical because it gets all unsymmetrical as I'm flaking. I gotta go this way to flake in that way. Alright. Popped out some of it. Now I can go back the other way. I can go back up this way. it goes. This is the critical one. Yeah, I think it did it. It's not there anymore. All right. Very nice. There's still a remnant of that spot that wasn't so good, but the step fracture is not there anymore. Can you see? Because, I mean, I say that when I can't see. Maybe I need to move the light again. All right, let's see what we got. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Except I got one of them right in my eye. Let's see. Yeah, I'm just pecking on the edge. Really should be pecking. If I'm going to be pecking, I should be using the spatula tool. It creates supposedly less step fracturing. All right. I don't know. I said I don't know because I do want to sharpen it really, really sharp, but I'm going to lose the symmetry. It's just too difficult for my experience level to sharpen it and shape it at the same time. So I'm just going to pick at it to get the symmetry. Can I sharpen it after I do the symmetry? No, because sharpening messes up the symmetry. It takes away a lot of the edge. This is technically sharpening it, but it's like the chicken picking sharpening approach. I want to do more of the, sequential flaking sharpening technique instead of the little chicken picking along the edge. So yeah, this is just regularizing and picking it sharp. Yeah. Unless you grind it, it's hard to pressure flake it. It's really hard to pressure flake a sharp edge. Now, copper can grab the edge if it's sharp a lot better than steel. That's where steel starts to show its weakness in the ability to grab the edge. Copper, you can have a pretty sharp edge and still grab onto it. Antler, for sure, you can grab onto the sharp edge. But with steel, I do have to grind it, or I just peck at it. If I don't grind it, I have to peck at it because I can't push off long flakes with the steel on a sharp edge. It just won't grab the edge. it slips. Now, if there's a good dull spot, I can push on it. Yeah, and get a pretty good flake. It's a little lumpy right there. See that? It's a little bit lumpy here and there. I really don't want to mess with it. I don't want to. But you know what that means? I got to. For the video. Yeah. I got to. Not the big one. Pick up the wrong abrader. There we go. Oh, I did a controlled little ring fracture. Beautiful. Another one. Okay. Yay, so much for symmetry. It is so delicate at this stage. My goodness. Why did you allow me to thin it down this much? Should have stopped me. It's unnatural to be that thin. The rock doesn't like it. Why do we go against the rock's wishes? Why? The rock doesn't like it. It's part of nature. Why are we messing with it? Yeah. I don't know. Should I continue? It doesn't really want to be messed with. Yikes. This gets dicey. Steps in one direction and then steps in the other direction. Story of my life. I gotta, hold on. All right. There was a little sliver in the palm of my hand, but I got it out. All right, so that's all right. This one did not fully detach, but that's all right. Is there one on this side? No. Yes. There was one. There goes another one. Little bitties. There's little fingernails all over the place. Can you see? I know you can't. I can barely see that. Alright, there's one spot I could mess with near the tip, but I won't. I could mess with that lump right there, but I won't, because then I'd have to really mess with the symmetry. I already picked at that edge a lot. I don't want to mess with that lump right there. And then I had to mess with the other side to make it flatter. Nope, nope. So yeah, that's what you get when you do random. You can't mess with it too much, because then it will look bad. You won't have nice smooth lines on the edges. Trying to mess with the center too much. You know, if I start sending in flakes at this point, I'm going to have little indentations and spots that I got to fix. It's going to change the shape. And if I don't want to change the shape, it'll look bad. I'm just getting rid of the dull spots that I can see. If I can't see them all, oh well. Yeah, lots of dull spots. All right. So I'm just picking at them. This is not the new way for me to do it. The new way for me to do it is to just grind the heck out of the edge and do the parallel flaking sharpening. But since I'm not going to grind the heck out of this edge, I'm just picking at it. Picking off the dull spots. And see, there's no parallel flaking on the edge anywhere. It's just all random with little chicken scratchings. Little chicken scratchings for flakes. That's the new term nowadays. On this channel anyway. Anyway, I'm not going to go any thinner than that. And I'll probably just leave it as a regularized and refined biface. Not a finished point. Although it can be. You can consider this a finished blade if you want to. I'm not going to object. Not that you'd care if I objected. I don't care if you don't care. If you don't care, it's alright. Who am I to object? Nobody. Yeah. It's good that way. Keeps you on your toes. You don't know if I'm telling you the truth. Yeah. What have I got to lose? My reputation? Oops. I gotta be careful with that because maybe I do have a reputation. Maybe I do have a reputation I gotta protect. Do I have a rep to protect? I might. Never thought I'd say that. I shouldn't worry. There are plenty of professionals who sacrifice their credentials so they can speak word salad. Yeah. And have it be believed. Work all that time to build up the credentials, and then they cash it in by trying to pass off some weird stuff. Try to back it up with their credentials. Alright, that's it. I think that's it. It's not perfectly smooth. Still got some goobers in there. This one's still got goobers, but I've seen some people will smooth that out, you know, because there's still the little sticking up things. Some people will take a little abrader and smooth it out. Anyway, there you go. 5.5. I don't know what it started out as. By 2 1/8. Okay. Good enough. I like it. It's a really nice obsidian. It's got those red, occasional reddish, dark reddish, mixed in with the brown and the. It's like a pumpkin color almost. Almost an orange, right? And it got red mixed in with it. It's kind of cool. All right. And that's it.